Music to me is the most visceral form of human expression, I think. I love guitars because it's kind of universal. It transcends language barriers. The best part about guitar players is how they make the sound for themselves, and it's just so cool watching people do that. I'm Mark Penninger, and I am one half of Scythe Guitars.
I'm Sean Penninger, and I'm the other half of Scythe Guitars.
We've always been like this. We've always had a deep appreciation for rock and roll and just music in general. We've both always just been into music, and we were playing for years and years and years, and just running into problems and stuff with our own gear. Scythe Guitars was started in 2007 by Dave Seiferling. I linked up with Dave, our mentor, and he just kind of showed me the ropes over time.
I came on around 2013 when I moved to Kansas City from Columbia. Just kind of started learning with Mark and Dave, and now we own it. So that's cool. People really, really love vintage guitars. But you can't take them out every single night. They don't hold up as well now without tons and tons of maintenance. Scythe guitars are a modern take on old vintage guitars.
In order to do it right, you have to use the old techniques or it just doesn't come out right. We won't fake anything. Everything that we do is by feel. We play them, we grip them, and we make them feel old before they even touch somebody else's hands. When we're building these guitars, we can carve in that feel of something that you've been playing for 30, 45 years, or that heirloom that your grandfather gave you from the late 50s. We can go in and make that feel exactly the same on a brand new instrument, and that really sets the feel of our guitars apart from everybody else's.
We don't use modern finishing techniques at all. When we make ours, we try and keep it as correct as possible to what they would have done back then.
The feel is the most important part, We kind of let the guitar talk to us and tell us what we need to do to make it feel a little bit better.
You just know kind of when it feels right,
Using our knowledge from restorations and repairs in the past, we are able to recreate as closely as possible the kind of vintage feel of these old guitars. By eye, by hand, and it's different on every single instrument. Even the sound, it's just incredible. Like, we are spot on with it. What we really do is we let every little stroke of sandpaper tell a story that wasn't there originally. Since we make these by hand, we get to focus on every single detail that goes into it, and it's just the two of us.
We don't have any oversight except for each other, so that gives us a lot of time to just make everything right.
Yeah, we're good. Cool. The pickup is the electromagnet that makes the guitar come alive. I'll go in and I will build up a bobbin, wind it by hand, and each little layer that I'm putting on there is completely random. And what that randomness does is it changes the frequency of the pickup. The randomness of the wire on that bobbin is what gives you that beautiful, beautiful sound. I mean, your low end is more pronounced, your high end is more pronounced. Nothing is really shrill like some of the modern manufactured stuff.
I mix most of our colors by eye. I'll look at pictures of old guitars and I will play around with paint recipes for 20 or 30 minutes until I get the shade that I'm really happy with. It's not gonna look like that color would have looked like when it was brand new. I mimic the UV that would have taken some of the chroma out of some of these colors. You know, I'm in there with toners and pigments, and I'm just playing around with it till I get it right.
From our perspective, you have to do it the way that they did it originally in order for it to look convincing at all. And if it doesn't look convincing, then what's the point? There's kind of this romantic quality to the guitar. Regardless of what it is, there's a style for everybody, and there's a shape for everybody, there's a neck for everybody. We strive to mimic the old ways because when humans do things, it's wonderfully unique every single time. When you plug in an electric guitar, it sets itself apart because you can amplify it, you can run it through a million different effects. So you can create all these different textures, you can just do it to play something straightforward. The possibilities with the electric guitar are absolutely limitless. You can literally speak your language through the guitar. You have to be romantic about it. You have to feel it.